Let me start the grand ceremony of awarding the Dean of the Faculty of Liberal Art at Saitama State University, Susumu Nonaka, the title of the Honorary Professor of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University. And I have a presentation. I would like to introduce the honorary guests of our grand ceremony. And you can see them in our classroom of Ukrainian and Japanese friendship Sakura.
Nice to meet you.
We are very happy to have the members of the Academic Council here with us today. Rector of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University, Professor Mykola Stepanenko, Vice Rector for Research at Poltava University, Professor Sergei Shevchuk, Dean of the Faculty of Philology and Journalism, Associate Professor Oksana Kivelchuk, Dean of the Faculty of Pedagogy and Psychology, Professor Natalia Sulaeva, and students of Poltava University. On the 26th of November 2020, at the meeting of the Academic Council of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University, Protocol number 5, the Dean of the Faculty of Liberal Arts at Saitama State University, Susumu Nonaka, was granted the title of the Honorary Professor of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University. Susumu Nonaka made a significant contribution to developing Ukrainian-Japanese scientific relations, particularly with regard to Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University. We appreciate this contribution. We would like to express our sincere gratitude and respect to Susumu Nonaka. Let me explain in greater detail how important Susumu Nonaka's scientific and educational work has been for our universities. In 2012, Susumu Nonaka and his Japanese colleagues organized an international seminar for Ukrainian scholars. This event signified the beginning of our friendship and cooperation. Susumu Nonaka organized an important international project, Japan in World Literature, which resulted in publishing a collection of scientific papers, Japanese literature in the world. Susumu Nonaka took part in many scientific conferences at our university, such as Foreign Writers and Ukraine in 2016, the Gogol Readings in 2019, the Korolenko Readings in 2020. He took part in the international webinar Ukraine Gogol Japan, where he presented his deep and thorough report. Susumu Nonaka has authored multiple scientific publications, which include his papers published in the scientific journal Philological Science of Poltava University. Susumu Nonaka is the director of the Organization Committee of Ukrainian Japanese Slavonic Society. We highly appreciate Susumu Nonaka's efforts, which he put toward organized the joint scientific seminars for students from Saitama State University and Poltava University. And you can see the slides about these seminars. Susumu Nonaka is well known and respected among literary scholars in Ukraine, in Japan, and other parts of the world. That's why he was awarded the title of the Honorary Professor of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University. And now I'm delighted to give the floor to the rector of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University, Professor Микола Степаненко.
Вітання всім. Ми сьогодні зближуємо світ. З далекої Полтави, з України до далекої Японії лунає науковий голос. Сьогодні гуртуються люди, які вершать науку, для яких немає перешкод у цьому світі, вони долають простори і знаходять спільності.
Good morning or good evening to you wherever you are in the world right now. From Poltava to Japan, with countries lying far away from each other, we are uniting today in this solemn spirit, in honoring science, in honoring this wonderful day.
Спілкуватися на рівні професорському – це одна річ. Тут ми знайдемо збіжностей багато, ми порозуміємося, але залучити до цього дискурсу студентство – це інша, думаю, сутніша річ і великий позитив, що ми його сьогодні робимо.
Communicating as scholars, as scientists is incredibly interesting, and uniting students in this sort of discourse and uniting them with interesting topics for communication is very, very important.
Розмова наша зосереджена у культурному дискурсі. Ми говоримо про гуманітарні проблеми. Ми говоримо про те, що сьогодні тримає світ, без чого він стане ніяким.
We are speaking today about cultural matters, about cultural discourse, and we are discussing the problems and topics which are essential for the literature and culture in the world, which unite the world and which make our communication and our world possible.
Але в будь-якої справи є керманичі. Вона сама по собі ніколи не з'являється. Тому я сьогодні висловлюю щиру подяку професору Полтавського педагогічного університету Ользі Ніколенко і професору із Японії Нонако Сусуму за те, що вони домовилися між собою і створили такий гарний проєкт.
Every new beginning has to have leaders, and today I would like to express my gratitude, to express great thanks to Professor Olga Nikolenko from Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University and Professor Susumu Nonaka from Saitama University for organizing and for creating this partnership.
Прекрасно, що відбулися такі змістовні 5 семінарів, у яких взяли участь студенти. Це не просто була розмова, це був конструктивний діалог, це був поклик із різних віддалей світу. Це гуртувалися люди, яким у зовсім недалекому майбутньому вершити справу сьогодення.
We find it incredibly important and interesting that students from Ukraine and from Japan took part in these 5 seminars. They exchanged their thoughts, their opinions, they discussed various relevant topics within literature and culture, and it was incredibly fruitful and resourceful.
Отже, між нашими вищими навчальними закладами розпочався і триває майстерний, творчий, конструктивний діалог. Результативність його зрима сьогодні, але ми сподіваємося на перспективу, що надалі ми знову будемо комунікувати, знаходити проблеми, спільно розв'язувати їх, і цим самим єднатимемо 2 великі країни.
The dialogue and the partnership between our universities has already lasted for many years, and we hope that it will continue in the future and that we will create many more wonderful memories and partnerships together.
І найвищою відзнакою в нашому університеті є почесний професор. Ми його присвоюємо тим людям, які багато зробили в науці і які мають творчий діалог із нашим університетом. То в мене сьогодні особлива урочиста місія. Я передаю диплом почесного професора Полтавського національного педагогічного університету імені Короленко Нонака Сусуму за плідну роботу, яка звершена, і за майбутні конструктивні розмови.
The highest honor and the highest award that we have at our university is the title of the Honorary Professor. And today I would like to award this title to Professor Susumu Nonaka for his incredible work in the field of literature science and to honor his contribution to the world of science.
Отже, нехай сьогоднішня подія стане великим стартом для майбутніх наших зустрічей.
So let this meeting, let this event be a new beginning for our further collaboration and further partnerships.
Будьмо всі здоровими. Це сьогодні найважливіше.
Let us all be healthy.
Дякую.
And now I want to give the floor Vice Rector of Research, Professor Serhiy Shevchuk.
Доброго дня, шановні друзі, шановне товариство. Ми направду щиро дякуємо сьогодні нашим японським колегам за ту співпрацю, яка є між нашими університетами. Хочу сказати про те, що та співпраця, яка сьогодні існує між Полтавським національним педагогічним університетом і нашими японськими колегами, вона є визнана сьогодні на рівні нашого Міністерства освіти і науки України, оскільки не так багато українських університетів мають на сьогодні відносини з Японією.
So good afternoon or good morning to our dear friends, to our colleagues, to our listeners. I would like to thank our Japanese colleagues for our partnership and the cooperation between our university. And I would like to say that this cooperation and this partnership is also recognized not just by our universities, but also by the Ministry of Education and Science in Ukraine, because it is not very often that these partnerships can happen and can succeed between universities in different countries.
На базі нашого університету функціонує чи не єдине в Україні українсько-японське славістичне товариство, яке якраз і займається питаннями наукової філології, де працюють вчені із України, і з Японії.
So Ukrainian-Japanese Slavonic Society is a unique organization which functions on the basis of our university and which deals with the issues of literature, science, of the scholarly discourse, and which contributes to the development of this discourse.
Сьогодні хочеться також говорити про перспективи нашої співпраці, і ми маємо велике прохання до професора Нонака Сусуму звернутися до вас, аби ви погодилися стати членом редакційної колегії нашого наукового журналу «Філологічні науки».
And today we would also like to touch on the perspectives of our cooperation, and we would like to offer to Professor Susumu Nonaka if you would agree to become the member of the editorial board for our scientific journal Philological Sciences.
Сподіваюся на те, що ті заходи, які були проведені до цього, це було лише початком нашої співпраці, а попереду нас чекає реалізація цілого ряду цікавих і важливих для нас проєктів.
We hope that the events that we held before were just the beginning of our cooperation and that the future holds many more interesting and bright events for our students and for our staff, for our faculty members.
Дякую.
Thank you so much.
In honor of the Honorary Professor of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University, Susumu Nonaka, our students are going to sing the students' anthem, Gaudeamus. This anthem originated in the 13th or 14th century in Heidelberg University or Sorbonne University. Now it is sung by students all over Europe as well as Poltava University. So let's hear Gaudeamus for the Honorary Professor Susumu Nonaka.
Gaudeamus igitur, juvenestum sumus, Gaudeamus habitur, juvenes dum sumus, os iucundam juventutem, os molestam selectutem, nos habebit humus, nos habebit humus. Vivat universitet, vivat professores, vivat universitet, vivat professores.
Okay, so thank you very much, Professor Stepanenko and Professor Shevchuk and students who had sung us great song. I think today is one of my happiest days, and I'm learning Ukrainian, elementary Ukrainian, but it's a very difficult language. So please let me talk in English so that my students can understand what I talk. It's a very big honor for me to be awarded the title of an honorary professor of National Poltava National Pedagogical University and be a member of editorial board of the scientific journal of your university. I'd like to thank Mr. President, Vice President, and the committee members, and all the colleagues and the students of Poltava Pedagogical University. As we all know, we are suffering from COVID-19, which is a worldwide disaster almost all the countries must face. I'm afraid especially younger people take today's situation more seriously than we the elder people, because younger people love activities and stimulus from the outer world and contact with international friends. They need such things in order to grow up and be independent adults. But as you know, many universities can give only distant education, in which it is more difficult for you to communicate with each other. However, I hope our seminar has done something new and important. Ukrainian and Japanese students make their presentations and discuss various topics from literature, food culture, to feminism. It is amazing to me how actively you try to participate in discussion. I think it's an important step for you, for the students who will create a new peaceful world. So if our seminar makes one reason why you have made me an honorary professor, I think I should thank all of you, students, both Poltava and Saitama, and of course, Professor Olya Nikolenko, my best friend. Thank you all. And let me close my speech expressing a strong expectation that our cooperation between the two universities will grow bigger and better. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. From the bottom of our hearts, we would like to thank Susumu Nonaka for all of his efforts for develop Ukrainian-Japanese relations. We salute you as the Honorary Professor of Poltava Korolenko National Pedagogical University, and we wish you a lot of health and energy to continue what is so important for our countries. And our grand ceremony is over. Thank you very much, all participants. And so